Dear customer, firstly we thank you for purchasing the SONAER ultrasonic atomizer. As you can see that this is a nano size and nanoparticle atomizer. So basically there are two components in this machine. Number one is the controller, or we call it ultrasonic atomizer controller, and the number two is the nozzle. Earlier, SONAER controller used to come in only 110 volts, but now they have did the modifications in the last 1.5 years, and now you can see that the voltage mentioned is 95 to 265 volts. So this is common for US operations and India operations both. The best thing for ultrasonic atomizers from SONAER is you can see that this is such a small unit, and the same holds true for the controller also and for the nozzle also. As on date, UNIGENETICS is having around 18 installations in India. That is on December 2020 we are having around 18 installations. In this video we will try to demonstrate how this machine works. So this is the power cable, so simply connect it to the power, and one is the BNC cable. This is the BNC cable, so we will connect it at two ends. One end will go to the generator. So for connecting it to the generator, simply push it and turn it slightly clockwise from the back, and the other end will go to the nozzle. So this is on threads, so there is no way it can change. So put it on this and tighten the threads. So hand tight is enough actually, but make sure this should be tight, because if it is loose, the power will not come from the generator to the nozzle and atomization will not take place. So hand tight is enough, but still if you want to be more sure, you can tight with some spanner a little bit more. So this is basically flow through design. So we have to give some flow also to our nozzle. In this we will be using one syringe pump. This syringe pump is from a company New Era. This is again from USA, and UNIGENETICS is distributor for New Era also in India. So if any customer wants a syringe pump, we can always supply that. So this we will use for flow. So firstly, let us go to how to operate this syringe pump in very short. This is power for syringe pump, and from the back there is one on-off switch or power switch. So I put the power on. Initially it flashes, you press any arrow and it will stop. If you want to see the detailed manual of the syringe pump, we are having the videos, we can always provide that. So in this video we will give a very brief description of the syringe pump. So we have loaded the BD syringe of 60 ml. So for that, firstly we have to put the diameter, that is 26.59 I think. 26. Because once we will give the dia, then only it calibrate for the right flow, and then we will give our flow. So here we are giving 5 ml flow. We can change it also, but to begin with I am keeping it 5 ml. So let us try if let us purge this line also. So I am starting it. So I'm going to stop it. So we have purged the line nicely. So I'm stopping the pump. Now what I will do that I will connect this solvent line to the inlet of the nozzle. Now let us come to the parameters and generator part. So I am giving the power. Again on the back there is one on off switch. The one is on, and this is the 9-pin RS232 port or DB connector. This we can use for external start and stop also. So let me try once again from the beginning, the power on and off. So once you will start the atomizer, this is the first screen that comes. It says that SONAER atomizer power is off and 40 kilohertz. There are basically four touchpad keys. This is called the power on and off key. This is called the enter key or configuration menu key, and this is up arrow key, and this is down arrow key. So we will go to all the parameters one by one. Before that, there are few important things I just wanted to discuss. As I have said that this is now common power generator, and it takes from 95 to 265 volts. So this is common for US and India. Number two, this nozzle is a special nozzle. In the normal nozzles, this nozzle size is small, and you can see that there is some extension also. This is basically a high temperature nozzle, and in this one the tip temperature can go up to 1000 degree Fahrenheit or around 537 degree centigrades. So this extension tip is made up of titanium, and you can see that on threads this is tightened. So if you have to remove that, use both the spanners, because if you will use one spanner, there are some wires inside this nozzle and they may break and your warranty will void actually. So always use two spanners when you have to open this. Then this is a 40 kilohertz nozzle. If the frequency of the nozzle will be more, your droplet size will be less. It will be more fine, but then your limitation of the flow will also reduce. So let us start with the parameters of the atomizer generator. So if you want to check the parameters, you go to this enter key, and in the beginning, this normally comes in the beginning. So this is your serial number, and then there is select probe 40 kilohertz. This generator, the same generator can take 20 kilohertz frequency nozzle, 40 kilohertz, 60 kilohertz, and 130 kilohertz. So if you are having different nozzle of different frequency, that also you can run. If you want to change it, then press this enter. But here you can see that only 40 kilohertz is coming and other options are not coming. So now SONAER sets the generator as per the probes only. So if you want to purchase two probes, say 40 kilohertz and 60 kilohertz, you should purchase in one shot so that the generator comes with both the options. So here the customer has purchased only 40 kilohertz, so it has come with 40 kilohertz. To go back again, we will press the enter. Now it says droplet size simulation off. Droplet size simulator is a proprietary of SONAER, and if you will put it on, based on some algorithm, it gives a simulated droplet size also. So this is a great feature from SONAER. At this moment we are keeping it off. Then clean probe. Cleaning of the probe is basically, if you put it on, the machine will run for 1 minute, but at that time in your syringe your cleaning solvent should be there, like it could be some alcohol like acetone or maybe some soapy solution. So once this is on, the cleaning is done for around 1 minute, and if you want to do cleaning second, third time, you can do that. So at this moment again we are keeping it off. Now power precision standard. Power precision standard is basically whatever the power it will show, the real power could be 1% plus and minus, and if you will select the precision mode, in that it will give 0.3 to 0.5% plus and minus. So the power is controlled more precise in the precision mode. So at this moment we are keeping it standard. Then this is a great feature that is called APA. APA is basically automization power adjustment. So what it does is that at the tip of the nozzle it maintains the fixed amplitude or constant amplitude, because you know that if there will be a change in the flow, or if there will be a change in the viscosity of the solvent or density of the solvent, the amplitude on the tip may change, but this APA feature keeps it constant. So it's a great feature and we are keeping it on at the moment. Then constant power off. If we will use this constant power on, then APA will not work, and it actually gives the always constant power, and the constant power is given to the tip. So this we are keeping it off, and APA we are keeping it on. Then standard and turbo. At this moment we have selected standard. In the turbo mode, what happens that this is a great feature for some difficult solutions like oil. So what it does, that in the turbo mode it increases the power, so that the difficult solutions like oil, they atomize in a better way. Also for the oil like sample, it is always suggested to dilute the oil so that the atomization is better, and because it gives more power in the turbo mode, so we also suggest that in the nozzle cooling port should be always there. Like in this there are cooling ports. These two orange ones are cooling port, so one we can use as a in and one as a out. So from one we can give some nitrogen flow, and the pressure should be around 5 psi. So from one port the air will go in, and from the other port the air will go out, and it will keep this case cool. The maximum case temperature should not be more than 65 degrees centigrade. So even if the tip is at a higher temperature, we should keep the case cool actually. Otherwise it will not be good for the life of the nozzle. So at this moment we are keeping it standard only. The next parameters is external enable pin. So as if you will see that in this, the pin number 4 is the external enable pin. In many applications the generator is connected to some external device, and if you want to control the start or on off from the external, you can do that. So 4 number is the external enable pin, and pin number 5 is actually ground. So we are keeping external enable high. It means that if the pin number 4 and 5 are open, we will give the power internally, and if you want to reverse it, we can make it external enable low. In that case we can externally short the 4 and 5 pin to start the generator. So this will be used only in case if you want to control externally. Then his external power control on and off. So this is again pin number 1 is used to external power control. in this one we can increase the power with some external voltage 0 to 5 volts. So 5 volts will be the 100% power and 0 volt will be the 0% power. Next is trigger mode off. So if we are controlling the generator externally and if we want to give some delay in the start, that also we can do from the trigger mode. And then this is power units. The power units we have selected in watts. There are few other units. Let us check that. We will press enter, and if we want to change, we will press up and down arrow key. So one unit is joule per second, one unit is dBm. So whatever we want, we can press enter and that will be selected. At this moment we are selecting watts, so we have come to watts, press the enter key and that is selected. So then next parameter is power decimal. In this one, whenever you will run the machine, it will give the power in watts. Say it is giving 4.2 watts. So decimal 1 means it will give only up to the 1 value after decimal. We can select 0, 1, 2, 3. If we will select decimal 2, then it will give up to 2 points after decimal, say 4.25 watts, something like that. Then this is just a contrast of the screen that you can change. If you want to change, say at this moment it is 2, press enter and change the value. You can make it 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever you want. So this is contrast. When I increased it, we were not able to see anything, so I am keeping it at 2. That is a fine value. So I am selecting enter, so contrast is adjusted. And this is the set defaults. In case if you have loaded some parameters and you want to load it to the factory default, so you can always press set default. So again I have come to the first screen. So I think we have discussed all the parameters of the generator. Few parameters like APA and turbo, they are great features of the SONAER atomizer. So now let us try if some atomization is taking place. What we will do that the flow we have set at 5 ml and everything is set. So when we press on off, it will come to the initial screen. Now you can say that power is off. If we will press this button, the power will become off and it should atomize. With this up and down arrow key, we can increase the percentage of the power. So before that, what I do that, let me start the machine and let me see some flow there. And once the flow will come, I will start the power. So I am giving the power on now. So the percentage I am increasing, say 35% it is now. So you can see that some particles and atomization has started. Looks so good. Can you see the atomization? So I hope you can see the atomization. Yeah. So let us do one thing. From here I am trying to increase the power and see how it affects the atomization. I am making it with the up arrow key you can increase, with the down arrow key you can decrease. So I am making it 76% I have made, and now the power is 4.6 watts. And see how the atomization is. So you always have to make a compromise between the flow rate and the power. If the flow is more, your power should be more. Like this 40 kilohertz, you can give a maximum flow of say around 30-40 ml per minute. So if you will give more flow, you need more power to atomize, and if the flow is less, you need less power. So because our flow is only 5, so at this moment let me reduce some power. I think that much is not required. So atomization is taking place. So I think this video will definitely help. Again, you see that the power wattage has come to 3.5 watts only, and the power percentage I have given around 38%. So my pump is at 5 ml per minute, and some good atomization is taking place. So we do hope that this small video will help you to run the machine, and still if you have any queries, please do let us know. You are always welcome, and we thank you once again for purchasing the SONAER atomizer. Thank you.